Hello. Welcome back to our Hackers Notes podcast. It's me, Crypto Hacker, your guide through the complex maze of web security. Today, we're delving into a crucial aspect of cybersecurity, cross-site scripting, commonly referred to as XSS attacks. And today's episode is extra special because we have Jane, a renowned web security expert, joining us. She'll help us unravel the nuances of XSS attacks. Welcome to the podcast, Jane.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here and talk about XSS. It's like the Wild West of the web, but with more JavaScript and fewer horses.
Absolutely, Jane. Now, for our listeners who might not be familiar, what exactly is cross-site scripting?
Well, in simple terms, this is like leaving your house keys under the doormat. It's a web vulnerability that allows attackers to place malicious scripts on web pages, which can then affect other users. It's a bit like an online version of a Trojan horse, sneaking in and causing chaos.
That's a great analogy. And how does this kind of attack work?
Imagine you write a note and hand it to someone who then reads it out loud without checking what's written. That's how XSS attacks work. If a website carelessly includes user input in its output, an attacker can insert a script that the website then broadcasts to every visitor.
So it's like a bad karaoke night where the website unwittingly sings whatever the hackers have scribbled down.
Exactly. And there are different types of this karaoke night. You have reflected XSS, which echoes back the script immediately. Stored XSS, where the script is saved for a later show. And DOM-based XSS is more like a solo performance on the client's side.
Great explanation. And today you're going to demonstrate how one of these types works, right?
Yes, we're going to focus on the reflected cross-site scripting attack. It's a bit like playing Echo in a canyon, but instead of your voice, it's a malicious script that bounces back. We'll go through a Portswigger Academy lab to show how it's done. But remember, only for educational purposes.
Can't wait to see that. It's like a magic trick, but the only thing disappearing might be your data. All right, Jay, our listeners are eager to see how a reflected XSS attack actually works. Should we dive into the demonstration?
Absolutely. Let's get our hands virtually dirty. I'll be demonstrating a reflected XSS attack using a lab from Portswigger Academy. Remember, this is a controlled environment specifically designed for learning and testing. First, we'll identify where the application reflects user input, then I'll show how to inject a simple script and see it executed. It's like a magic trick. Now you see benign input, and now you see, well, let's find out. In this demonstration, we observe that the user-supplied search term is reflected directly on the web page. To evaluate the security of this behavior, we proceed to test the application's response to basic HTML tag injections. We begin by injecting an italicized text format, utilizing the HTML I tags with the name Jane. Upon examining the source where our input is echoed, it is apparent that output encoding has not been implemented. To further assess the extent of this vulnerability, we introduce a simple JavaScript snippet designed to trigger an alert dialog. Executing this script results in a successful alert display on the page, confirming the presence of a cross-site scripting vulnerability. This flaw underscores the necessity for rigorous input validation on the server side. Moreover, it is imperative to implement output encoding when user-controlled data is rendered on the page to prevent malicious scripts from executing.
That was quite enlightening, Jane. Seeing XSS in action really drives home the importance of web security.
It sure does. And it's crucial to remember, this kind of knowledge is power, the power to protect and secure, not to exploit.
Absolutely. Now, for those who want to protect their websites from such attacks, what measures can they take?
Great question. It all starts with validating and sanitizing user input, implementing secure coding practices, and keeping up with the latest security updates. It's like building a digital fortress, but instead of bricks, we use code.
Thanks for those tips, Jane, and for the fantastic demonstration. To our listeners, we hope this episode has shed some light on the shadowy world of XSS attacks and helps you stay a step ahead in your cybersecurity effort.
Happy to help. Stay safe out there in the digital world, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to Hackers Notes. This episode was made possible using www.play.ht for AI narration. To learn more about the PlayHT, please visit their website.